it goes live.
I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Hey. Hey, Father Fish.
How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Nice to be with you. Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. Looks like we got a crowd in. My word, we're up to 50 people already.
That was pretty quick.
That's pretty quick. It sure is. Nice to be with everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We have here. We got some new folks. Samantha said, didn't want to miss the song. It is fine. We do it twice, just to make sure everybody has a chance here, beginning and end. Let's see, Diane Altman is here, and Diane does not have a wrench. And you know what? I can't give out wrenches.
I'm going to look at something. Oh, Diane's on my stream. That's why, because I can give her a wrench. Okay.
All right.
I think we figured out the problem we had earlier.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We've been trying to figure out what's going on. Things that, let's see. If I hit Holly Girl. No, same thing with Holly Girl. Same thing with Rogerio. No, I cannot do wrenches on my channel. I wonder, I think my account's open.
See, that's strange. That makes no sense. Because I can't put wrenches on your channel either. I can do it on mine, but it won't let me do it on yours. So I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube.
Let's see. Let me just come back in on it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what's weird?
What?
I can't open. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I'm open. Let's see now. Oh, I think it was. Yeah, I'm okay now.
Okay, awesome.
Got it all. I don't know what happened. Angela.
Technology is glitchy.
Hello, Angela. Happy to see you. let's see. Let's get Angela a wrench here. Get her, get her in the crew. Turning blue. Who else is here? Lloyd Goodyear. Erie is here. Erie, goodness sakes. I haven't seen Erie forever. Been a while. Life got in the way. Happy New Year. Well, happy to see you, Erie. Or however you say your name. Pamela Roche, Foxmaster, Redneck Aquatic Stan Pittman's here. Samantha. Now, can I do Samantha? I can.
Awesome.
Yep, I sure can. Let's get Samantha a wrench. And I think I'm good. I saw Adam's here. Hi, Adam. Katie Flores. Mark Ross. Christian B. Chatterbox. Rogerio Lima. Adam said, Father Fish, thank you for the advice on having a second heater. It was a little startling to find my heated 67. Well, that's, yeah, generally in my very large tanks, I usually have two heaters, one a degree or two below the other, or the other one a degree or two above the other, so that they they will both be on until the lower temperature is reached. And then the lower one will come off and the higher one will stay on until it reaches. But the safety feature is that if one of them burns out or goes out, the other one will carry it. It behooves you then to check them fairly routinely to make sure they're both working. So it's worth checking your heaters once a month or so, more frequently if you're nervous about it. But I find that monthly, my problem is doing it monthly turns into whenever I think about it, which is typically less than monthly.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a good idea to have two heaters, particularly in tanks that contain fish that you're very concerned about, or big tanks with a lot of fish. And again, particularly if there's an issue with the potential for the tank getting colder than you would like it to.
Mm-hmm.
Foxmaster said Father Fish is like the great father I've never had. But funny and full of knowledge. He also looks like Santa Claus. Funny stuff. Gee whiz. First time joining Father Fish. Well, welcome, Gee whiz.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to have you with us. We're going to give you a wrench as a participation trophy. I guess that's what that is, isn't it?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda, right?
Yeah.
Everybody gets one.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Minnie. Hello, Kim Minnie. Chatterbox. Chatterbox from Australia. What time is it in Australia? I don't even know.
Probably really early in the morning or really late at night.
Well, it would be about 10 hours difference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
not sure.
And it should be earlier, I think. Only where the date line is. Where the day changes.
Yeah, not sure.
But I think they're on our side of it.
They may be.
All right.
I tried to post the StreamYard link. See if maybe now it'll let you pin it. Hopefully it's fixed.
Oh, I'm good now, I think.
Oh, good. It worked. Awesome.
William Avery watching the live stream on my phone and the Eagles and Commanders playoff game, presumably on his computer. What Goodyear says, live and learn. Gee whiz. Where's Gee whiz? Gee whiz is here for the first time. Angela is in Liverpool, Texas, near Galveston. Pronounced air. Air, 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 air. All right, we'll try that. Air. Thank you for that. I've been calling you Erie forever. It's Airy.
What he's gonna have to do is get on the live stream and show us how he pronounces it, because I was thinking that it was Erie.
Really? Well, I've been saying it wrong forever. Nice. It is great to have you back. Gee whiz says, got my fish tank 3 weeks ago. Was told to add prime and stability. One of my cories died immediately after doing this, so I quit adding chemicals, added more plants. Now the fish are thriving. And Chatterbox says, in response to whatever, me too. I love Father Fish. Thank you, Chatterbox. Angela says, my first time in your chat as well. Well, great to have you. Sun and Moon is here. And, okay, first, Tom Anderson, first time live. Thanks for all the advice on Discord. Nice to have you over here. Get you wrenched up. Tom and Luca Coleman sending love from the UK. We're keeping our UK crew up late tonight. It's about 11 o'clock there.
Yeah, it is.
Or maybe even midnight. For the prodigious one, got some new plants want to show.
Oh, that'd be good.
Well, we can do that. The link to StreamYard isn't pinned. All right, we had a little problem with that. Let me see if I can work it out.
I got it posted again. It won't let me pin.
Yeah, you can't pin mine, but I should be able to. I got it. There.
Got it.
There.
We've been fighting with that thing.
Yeah, we couldn't get it working earlier. All right, we're good. Well, I'll run through that. Let me get back over here and see what Dina's all about sitting there. All right. Oh, I just got a call from a shop in Minnesota that is promoting the Father Fish system, and she wants to buy the supplement in bulk. So we're going to work out a way to do that for licensed retail. We'll sell it in bulk, and we'll include labels equal to the amount at 1 pound per. So that'd be pretty cool. I've got to set it up. We have to work on a price and figure out what we're going to charge for that, but I think we can make it worth doing. So I'm kind of excited about that. I need to talk to my dirt guy tomorrow, talk to Corey, and see what it actually cost us to be able to produce that. See if we can make some money on it, selling it in bulk. And that would allow people to bag it up in 1 pound baggies and put a label on it
Hmm.
and sell it for the same price we sell it for. So we'll see how all that goes down, but I think that'll be cool. It will
Yeah,
also
well,
it'll also allow them to make up the full substrate package and to be able to market that as well. That's a whole lot easier. You just add the supplement to the three different types of soil in order to be able to do it. Brandon Dunphy is saying, "Hi, Father Fish. When starting a new tank, should I take a sponge filter out of another tank or squeeze the sponge in a bucket and pour that into the new tank, or both? Both are good. We have developed a way to activate the dirt. We're not activating the supplement. We're activating the complete substrate, and we're activating it with a very rich um, composition of live culture from existing tanks,
hmm,
which brings in all of the live bacteria and um, and fungus and archaea that are in in those tanks. Certain amount of the microfauna will probably survive. Most of it will not. Um, but you can bring that in through other means. I don't know. It may. We haven't really tested this out yet. We are doing it and we're including it in the current soil pack. So we have not yet begun to sell it as activated, but as soon as we get some feedback on it and understand what we're doing and how it's working, then we'll be able to do that. So that's kind of exciting.
hmm.
Oh, all right. Craig's Catfish Cave is here. Hello, Craig. Is Cornwall still around? When was the last time Cornwall was?
I think about a week ago. I think.
It's been pretty
Yeah.
recent. Yeah, I think so. Erie says we're a bad combo. Yes, you are. Right. And I know he's been missing you. So hopefully he'll pop in and find
Mhm.
you here and all will be well again.
Hopefully.
Oh dear. Erie is being paranoid here.
What's
He
going on?
says Dana's face was struck with fear when she saw my name pop up. I
That was
don't
funny.
I don't think so.
No.
Swamp Face 21. Christian B says, awesome news, Father Fish. The word is getting out. It is, and the word's going to get out seriously in a couple of months here. We're putting together um, the major article, the centerpiece article for the spring issue of Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine. So it's going to feature us. We probably will also carry some ads in that issue. And then if it does well, we'll be able to do follow-up articles. So that's a really big deal because that is the major publication in the hobby. So we're very, very excited. It's not like Fun March or something. It's not a European. It's an American publication, the one that does get into virtually all of the pet shops in the U.S. at least. So very excited about that.
That's gonna be nice.
And, I think we're frankly on the cusp of that with the book out now. That gives us a level of credibility that I think the whole approach needs. It's sufficiently well done that I think it will have a generally very positive impact. I think those who are on the outside looking in, seeing it, will be surprised at its quality and depth. Um, we're coming up. We're coming up.
Yep.
We will be at 300,000 subscribers within, I think, about 2 months, 2.5 months at the current rate of growth. So that's our YouTube milestone. We are trying to figure out how to do multiple channels and link them in so they all work together. I really don't know anything about that. None of us do. We need to learn about that and find out how that works and what it's all about so that we can take advantage of that opportunity as well. There are people on the web who have 20 and 30, 40 and 50 channels, and they all work together. Many of them are small, but some of them are not. So I need to learn how to do that. And we need to get that happening.
Definitely. Valerie's got a question for you. She said my soil arrived Friday, so I'll have the new soil question mark. That was definitely the new soil formula, right? I was thinking
Yeah.
it was.
It is.
And she also had another question. She wants to know, is the magazine TFR magazine? Is it going to be in TFR magazine?
TFH.
TFH.
TFH, Tropical Fish Hobbyist. It's Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine. Let's see, Doug Borg says, could I use a mud substrate consisting of mud out of a pond that is established with all the goodies already there? There is a problem doing that. I've done a fair amount of testing on it, and what I've discovered is that it tends to be far too intense, and it tends to explode through the sand cap into the water column. It can be used as 1/4 of the total soil substrate plus the supplement. I don't include the supplement in that fourth because the supplement is less than a fourth, but the soil needs to be, half of it needs to be one or another kind of like leaf matter or mulch or some kind of fibrous material. Even something like newspaper would work. We use peat moss. You could also use coir. Turns out peat moss is more effective by some studies, which is interesting. But half of it needs to be that kind of material, which is essentially raw plant matter that's not broken down. That it has a lot of aeration in it. It's a looser material, and has the ability to provide a longer lasting impact on the soil. The second material is um, is simply soil, potting soil, any kind of good rich earth, which may contain some of these other things. You want to try to get a garden soil works particularly well. Even forest soil would work well, although that tends to have a lot of peat in it. But a rich, dark earth. And then the third component is a composted material. And that can be the pond mud. It can be, we use black cow, which is a composted cow manure, chicken manure, any kind of um, any kind of composted material. If you compost a finished, it needs to be a finished compost, not a half raw one, but a broken down finished compost that has a lot more of the minerals and the richer content. And then to that we add the supplement. And the supplement simply is a guarantee that everything else that's needful is there in sufficient quantity as to be able to allow that soil to persist as a rich substrate for a number of years, considering the fact that you can't add to it once it's down in there because you can't get dirt down into it through the water column. I mean, you could pull all the water out, push the sand back, add more to it, recover it, and refill it. But that's not just a bother. That also breaks down the whole tank in the process. So we've created this in such a way as to be able to make it something that will be able to persist as a strong, viable, rich material for a number of years, during which time all of the precipitated material, all of the waste product produced in the tank will be precipitating through that into the substrate, further enriching it and developing for a period of years the full cycle that will allow everything in the tank to participate in the cycle. It takes about 5 years for that to pretty fully develop, to get it really cranky to the point where it's effective and working. Um, One of the critical elements that we add to that is buffers. Buffers are absolutely fundamental to making this work. Without buffers, it can become acidic. And if it becomes acidic, then everything dies. The roots die, everything dies. The whole system will die. It'll become just, it'll become a death trap. So which is one of the really important reasons for using the supplement, because it maintains a pH that is alkaline, that will not become acidic. And that's really, really critical. My soil arrived Friday, so I'll have, yes, you will have the new soil, Valerie. That's correct. So yeah, we're looking for feedback. You may not really notice a difference. I'm not sure. It will not have been in that for more than a week or two, so it's going to be pretty fresh. I don't know what long-term effects of that enrichment, that activation being in the bag for 3, 6 months, a year, or we don't have that data yet because we haven't done it yet. So we'll be looking for some feedback there as well. I do know that the longer the supplement sits in the bag, the more mycorrhizia develops because we do add fungus to the supplement, and that of course is in the soil as well. So long-term mycorrhizia will develop if it's sitting in the bag, uh, which is beneficial. I mean, that's not anything that creates a problem. Califorani, let's see, I don't have, this Califorani in your, or Karen Bearden is here. Thank you, Karen. Let's get you a wrench. I don't see. Well, there he is. Okay, let's get Tala a wrench. Get you your participation trophy. That's fine. I
That
never.
is funny.
Tala Ferrani says, "I have a question. Wrongly, I put 4 inches of sand on my soil. Is that going to make problem?" No, that won't be the problem. The problem will be that it'll take longer for nutrients to pass through that into the soil, and it'll take longer for nutrients to work their way up through the sand in order to get to the roots of the plants. There's really no other downside. If you had 2 inches of soil, the 4 inches of sand would be perfectly fine. You basically want to double the sand to whatever the soil is. So if it's 1 inch of soil, you need 2 inches of sand. Half an inch of soil, 1 inch of sand, like that. But no, I don't think there will not be a problem with gas building up. It'll pass through the sand. Sand does not compact. You can't compress sand. The only way to do that would be with heat. And if you do it with heat, it turns into glass. Because it's, well, depending on the type of sand, of course. If it's quartz, it turns into glass. Not all sand is quartz. So it doesn't all do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Okay. So let me get back over here.
I didn't hear him come in, but it looks like Jacob Wade is waiting.
Yeah.
It didn't sound off.
Doug Bork says, let's see, I can't throw a whole banana peel in there. Well, in where? In the substrate or in the tank itself? You could. There's a problem. Angela wants to throw eggs in. There's a problem with putting too much nutrient in the tank. Nutrient in the form of vegetable type nutrient, like banana peel, or even leaf culture. If you put too much in, it rots, it deteriorates, and if it overwhelms the system, it can create the same problem that too much of a meat base will create. A big fish dying will create something like that. It'll overwhelm the system with bacteria breaking it down and in the process, will pull oxygen out of the water and cause a cascade effect of death.
Mhm.
So you don't want to ever too much um, dead material, plant or animal, in the tank. We have Jacob Wade and we have NC among us.
Hey
So
guys.
we're going to bring them both up.
Guys doing?
And here they are. Hi, Jacob. Where's NC?
Looks like his camera isn't working. You there, NC?
There he is. There he is. We got you both up.
Mhm.
I'll be I gotta go. But I'm gonna just show you and see my new video. You can see the stuff.
Your microphone is breaking up.
Yeah, I can't understand you very well.
Okay. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, how you guys doing? So I just had a question. So within the
Sure.
last two, nothing bad is happening to the system, but as far as some of these live bears are actually dying in my system, but they're not fouling the system. They're actually being used up within 24 hours, and then it's just decaying then. But it's the live bears. And then I look real close for spots, any indication of like starvation and all that.
Mhm.
And there's nothing that's shown that that fish was sick. I don't understand why they're because none of the tetras, nothing. Even the Cory cat, see, she's still breathing, but she's on her last leg.
Hmm.
Are you feeding these fish at all?
Yeah, once a week, frozen brine shrimp.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Hmm.
Hard to say.
But see, they got fed. Look how big that black skirt is. Look at that. That's healthy. They're all
Yeah,
healthy.
yeah, they look fine. Have you been over on Discord and talked to the
No,
folks over there about it?
no, I
Well,
haven't.
do
I'll
that.
post a link for you, Jacob.
Yeah, do that because we may need to spend more time with you looking at it and then checking out some things. You can you can go live there
Mhm.
and be
Okay,
able to
because I
show
mean, some are
them.
hard breathing or anything. They're actually breathing really healthy. None of the oxygen is being exchanged out. So that's what I don't understand. I mean, nothing else is showing any type, even the clown loaches, nothing. Because I mean, I still got decaying because it's still showing me, so it's not overwhelmed on biological yet. So I heard you was talking about whelming of leaf litter, and I actually did not know you could overwhelm it. I thought you
Right,
could actually.
right. Yeah, I've done it.
Me
I
too.
did it. I've done it a couple of times. So
Oh,
I've proven you can't get away with
Mhm.
it.
right. And then see, I even checked it, and now this is coming up on 7 months now, and everything's still the same. So I still have
Yeah,
zero on nitrate because the nitrate is converting nitrate at and then converting the nitrate back to nitrate.
we can't read that.
Yeah, I can't see it. Sorry.
It's not
Uh,
focused.
Mm.
Don't worry about it. It's not focusing.
but it says my nitrates are still 60. Is that still pretty decent?
Yeah, I would say so. It's not bad.
That's what I said. They keep telling me to do a water change. I'm not doing that. I don't think it's my water's not it's the
If they
water's
were
not foul.
over 200, I would consider a water change. But at 60, that's barely adequate nutrition.
I think it's because the jungle valve took it all up.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Don't know
I,
How many fish? What's the rate of death among the live bears?
It's not like it's okay. So out of the first bunch that I had rescued and put in this system, it was around 50, and then I had all my tetras, so it was around 70 fish. Now I have the same amount of tetras, but I have like between 15 to 20 live bears left. I mean,
Oh, well,
I would
it's been
rather
like,
have my yeah, I would
it's,
rather have my tetras, but I mean,
yeah,
I don't know why they're
it's been
dying, and
about
they shouldn't be
7 months.
dying.
The tank's
Yeah, they
been up
should.
about 7 months. Is that right?
Correct. Yes,
Yeah,
correct. It's been more stable than it's ever been.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I would get over on Discord. Give the guys a chance to look at it. Spend a little time with it, and might be able to find something. We
Okay.
certainly can't diagnose here with
Yeah.
something like that. That's a more in-depth
But
kind of
did
issue.
notice it. I did notice it though when, as you see, the leaf litter started to come down. So do you think it's the food web that is lacking on that side right now? Do you think that could be a cause of death?
No, it's a food. Well, that's interesting. What that means is that there's adequate microfauna in there breaking down those leaves,
Right.
which should be providing adequate food then, or an additional source of food. Why don't you why don't you increase your feeding to twice a week? See if that
Okay.
makes a difference.
Okay. Twice a week. Okay. So maybe like Monday and a Friday.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a good way
All
for
right.
me to remember it is because I feed my tanks twice a week. Every time we do a live stream, that's the night that I feed my tanks.
Uh,
So Wednesdays and Sundays.
That's good. Yeah, get over there and then get back to us on Sunday
Yeah.
and we'll see what you've learned and if anything.
All righty. Well, yeah, thank you guys again so much, and I'll head over there and see what I can find out, see what's possibly going wrong here, because it don't
Yeah.
look like nothing's going wrong.
Right. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks.
Thank you all. Oh, there's the little
Bye.
cichlid real quick.
Let's see. I was um see if I've covered everything.
Yeah, I'll double
Yeah, Chatterbox has made the critical point that
Mhm.
when you plant your plants in a new tank, you don't want to push the root down into the dirt.
Oh, definitely.
There's a process going on there, a process of chelation, where the chemical elements in that soil are interacting with each other,
Mhm.
and that creates, um, frankly, it creates heat,
Mm.
and it can be enough heat to burn the roots, which will
Ah.
kill the plants. So you don't want to get those roots all the way down in there. After a few months, some people say 6 months, some people say 2 to 3 months, but after a certain number of months, that chelation process is completed. The interaction, they've interacted and created essentially new compounds that are far more stable, um, and that chemical process then that chelation process, and then you wind up with material that is far more capable of being absorbed by the plants. Um, Iron is a good one. There are others. Copper is certainly one. Um, Chelated copper is not a danger in the tank, but raw copper is. If you put a penny in the tank, put it down in the. I do not recommend you do this, but we
Yeah.
used to use pennies. We used to use pennies, particularly in saltwater tanks, in order to try to get rid of the things that were killing the fish, the bacteria and the parasites.
Wow.
And it worked, but it also killed the fish because
Mm.
long term it created Cu2SO4, copper sulfate in the water, which and then it was discovered the copper could be chelated and made not toxic and be able to work effectively then as a control. And that chelation process is what's going on in the deeper levels of the substrate. The fact that it's capped means it doesn't get into the water column. It stays down there until that process is completed. And the roots are going to avoid it if you allow them to avoid it. They'll just stay away from that heat. They won't grow down into it. But they will take advantage of nutrients as they work their way up into the sand. So it's a process really of trusting nature and trusting that there's more going on than we have any awareness of or even control of when we set these things up. There certainly are things happening that we're wholly unaware of and discover sometimes by accident when we have a different take a different action and get a reaction we didn't expect, and then try to figure out where that came from. Matthew Plowden is here. Hi, Matthew.
How y'all guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Just had a quick question for you. The 20 I've got here, you see this stuff that's on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of greenish in color. I guess it's deteriorating plant matter, I'm guessing.
Well, or algae. It's probably algae growing on the detritus.
Okay, is that okay though?
Absolutely.
Okay. Should I cover it with a little bit more sand or just let it ride like it is?
Fine. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. And it
Okay.
it'll provide a food source, particularly for snails, plecostomus, other bottom feeders.
Okay. This guy right here, he's like a dog. He's like a puppy.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to name him because if I even get near the tank and he'll just sit there and I'll look over and he's looking dead at me. You know,
That's pretty cool.
like he's waiting on food, so he's like a puppy to me. So I'm gonna have to figure out a name for him.
Looks like a carrot.
Yeah, it's a blue Acara.
Yeah. Pretty. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but he's ready. He's ready to go all the time.
Yeah, your tank looks good. Your tank looks real good.
But he's pretty good with the other fish, with the tetras and stuff. He doesn't bother them.
Right. Yeah, they're not an aggressive fish.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if they come messing with him, he would deal with them a little bit, but they don't mess with him. I think they know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
yeah.
But with that one over there, I went and got the 2 bristle nose like he told me to. I couldn't find no autocinchla, so I got a couple of, and there's one I don't know, it's a small tank, so you might see him in there trying to dig around for something, but there's 2 in there about that size.
With some neons.
Yeah.
Cardinals?
Yeah, you see him. He's right up under it, like between the driftwood and the rock right there with his head in. And
Yeah.
But he's doing his thing, so.
Nice.
But anyways, as long as that's that one long root right there that's coming off of that Porthos.
Yeah.
It was wanting to go down in the dirt. So I clipped it off, but is that all right if it goes down into the substrate?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it tries to do it again, I'll just let it do its thing. I guess that's the natural way to do it, right?
That's right. That's right. Very good,
Okay.
Matthew. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Bye bye.
Uh, let's see. Let me pursue the chat here.
Yeah, Valerie's got a question for you in my chat.
Who?
Valerie,
Oh, okay.
she wants to know how about adding root tabs to the 4 inches to move it along faster?
The problem with root tabs is they are not what they pretend to be. You would be better off freezing dirt and pushing it down in there than you would putting root tabs in. Um, you can simply take 2 inches of sand out. Use a net and scrape some of it out. If you're worried about it being too much, just remove some of it. Pretty simple to do. I would not put root tabs in. You'll create a chemical burn by doing that. It just they're not as organic as they pretend to be. It's a chemical. It's a chemical compound. Um, if you do it, keep me posted. Let me know how it works out. Okay, Fox Master. I have a new tank with some special ground for plants, but I suspect it releases too much nutrients and the water can be fixed. I can't buy more plants. I don't know what he's saying here. Okay, yeah. Add sand to the top of it. Just put sand on it. There should not be any nutrients getting into the water. That's the function of the sand to prevent that. So cap it with sand. If you have a commercial soil, cap it with sand. If you bought a big bag of the commercial, the bead product that's used as a substrate, cap it with sand. That will have the added benefit of being able to retain the nutrients that are in it without them washing into the water and simply causing an algae bloom. And then 6 months later, all you got is mud, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have anything of any value left. If you cap it with sand, you're retaining the nutrients and making them accessible to the roots of the plants and not to the general water column. So anytime you have that kind of issue, put 2 inches of sand on it. Victor's talking about Dina's rainbow microphone. It's a TFR magazine. No, it's TFH. Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine. Welcome to the Steven Spielberg podcast. Wow. We should do that. I'm back. Oh, dear. God in heaven, forgive me, Lord.
Oh
Ah. Chatterbox having the same problem. I have to wait to pay again to buy more plants. Yeah, if you live near me, you get a deal. Anybody nearby gets a deal on plants. Oh, goodness sakes. What species are your birds? They're canaries. They're warbler. What is it? Warbler canary? I'm not sure. Huh. A second creek melt. Never had that. Interesting. Birds are canary, correct.
Those are some beautiful canaries too.
Oh, what a Erie's got it. That's interesting, Erie.
Yep.
They don't actually come out of the same duct. She hadn't figured it out. She, she'll
He
find
read
it.
the comment.
We'll get a delayed reaction. 618.
618. Okay, I'm on 640 something.
Oh, I'm waiting.
Yeah. 618.
I'm back with Doug Borg and the banana peel. Um, they're both yellow and brown. The ones I have are a mix. I don't have any reds or pure yellows. I am getting some new hens as soon as they can get up and pick them up.
Oh no, that's cool.
Yeah, I've got three. We had a problem. We lost 4 birds, 4 out of the 8. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And then finally realized somebody was feeding them the wrong food. They were feeding them the little tiny round seed, which they don't eat. So they were starving to death.
Oh, that's horrible.
So I finally found that back. I don't even know where it came from. Somebody bought it and brought it in as bird seed. It's sold as parakeet seed, but it's not a finch seed or even a canary seed. The parakeet has a different beak, and it eats a different kind of seed. The parakeet seed is the parakeet has a hooked beak, and the canary has a pointed beak. So the canary cannot open the seed that the parakeet can open. So it can't eat that seed. And whoever was doing this bought the wrong seed, brought it in, fed it, and we lost 4 birds.
Wow.
I was at a loss to figure out what was happening until I looked at what was in the food trays, and they were all full. There was no food being eaten. They were dying of starvation because they have the wrong food. They have these little tiny round pellets, which they can't eat. They need grain. They need grass grain, which they can open easily and feed on. So I lost two of the new males and both of my hens,
Wow.
which was dreadful. So I got to go pick up. I'm going to try to get three new hens and see if we can't get because the three males I've got now are real strong. They're young and they're healthy.
Mhm.
So we'll get them each a female, and we should be able to crank out quite a lot of babies this spring. So I need to get up there pretty quick. Spring and summer, they nest all the way through the summer. So hopefully I'll be able to get hens that at least one hen that has raised young. Those
That would be nice.
new hens don't always get it right.
Mhm.
It looks like Instagram has disconnected.
Yeah, I just got the notification on my end. I don't know why everything's running a little bit slow today.
Yeah,
I'll
can
see if I
you?
can get it reconnected.
What did we do? Remove it or edit it?
Yeah.
I'll let you deal with it. I don't want
Okay, I got you covered.
there. Uh, okay, Angela Sparks. Well, I've got a real problem here now. Because Angela Sparks has Father Fish in her tank, and I don't know quite how I got there, or what I'm going to do now that I got there.
That was good.
She says he's a shell figure with eyes, straw hat, big smile, holding a fishing pole with a fish on the line, which is the only fish she's got in her tank right now. So she's got a fish swimming around her tank that has a line hook to it that's attached to a fishing pole that Father Fish is holding. This is very bizarre.
Right? He's gonna have to come up and show us this.
Yeah, Angela, I don't know. I'm deeply troubled by this. Actually. Oh dear.
Oh man.
Okay. What Valerie was asking about croutons, I just found that. Yeah, I would not do it. Um, just as a matter of principle, frankly. If you want to, what I would do is I would build a food web, start putting a crunch of leaves and start throwing them in there, small amounts at a time, and also try to get some live culture to put in there as well, small amount at a time. Don't put a whole lot in, put a little bit in, and do it routinely. Put in more once a week. If you do that, then that soil is going to become very rich. And you'll be able to do things like grow carpeting plants in it in a matter of a month or so. But it doesn't take long for that to build up. Raza Shark International. Hi, Father Fish. I want to move my 55-gallon to the opposite side of the room. What's the easiest process? Well, it depends what stand it's sitting on, for one thing. If you can reduce the water down to a few inches and two strong men can pick up either end of it, you can move it like that. If that's not doable, you can get furniture skids at Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever. Take enough water out to be able to put the skids under the four corners of the stand and carefully slide it. It'll even slide across carpet that way. That's probably the safest approach. Get it light enough to be able to move. Now, when you push it, you do not want to push from the top of the tank, or you'll be breaking the tank. You want to push from the stand or from the bottom of the tank, preferably from the stand. If you push it from the bottom of the tank, you're going to push it. You're going to push it off the stand. Like you won't push it all the way off, but you'll get it imbalanced on the stand, and that's problematic. So if you're going to push it, you want to push the stand and not the tank. What else? The best way to do it is to get over yourself and leave it where it is. Just, now I'll be right back with a source of entertainment we've been sorely missing.
That's true.
William Bond, 0007. We can ask him questions over here, and he can't see them.
Father Fish can see in StreamYard. You think mine's the secret hangout?
Who does your hair? What a smile. You're on TV. I have eyes everywhere.
Yep.
That board, it was satire about the compost. Explanation. I appreciate you, Captain. Oh, well. I take everything very seriously. Very serious. It's all very serious. 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 By the way, we have a new video coming. I mentioned this to you earlier. It'll be out midweek at the latest.
Mm-hmm.
In which we provide kudos and our deepest appreciation for the great and magnanimous gift that has been bestowed upon us by a warrior fish tuber, mind you, known to some of you. I think about 10%, actually. And for that reason, I will not mention his name because I frankly don't want to promote his channel. But he has given us a great gift. And you'll see what that is when you watch the new video. It has to do with discus. Discus, you see. Discus.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Discus. I say that without moving my lips. Discus. Discus. You see, discus. You see how I lift moving? You don't get it. Discus.
If you keep doing that, Ryan's gonna make you a pirate the next newsletter.
What was in the last one? Something weird.
The Viking.
I don't even remember.
Last one I remember was Viking. I can remember Viking.
Viking, that's right. It was a Viking. Yeah. Oh, what else is going on that I dare talk about?
I love Redneck Aquatics new hashtag Sam Pittman hashtag
Oh,
Swamp
I do
Tank.
too. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up naming my turtle paludarium the Swamp Tank.
Radina Winsbury. Don't forget to fill out the questionnaire.
Missionary.
I won't. Once I find it, I won't.
Same here.
Yuri's saying I'd had a nerves thing. Might help you. Might. You put it in the right orifice, it might. Almost got it. Almost got it a spitter call.
I come close to it.
Almost. Ah, dear. Yeah, I thought so here. I thought it was. Have you fed cucumber zucchini? Yeah. Oh, Jacob. I don't know if I would do that in his thing. There really isn't much in there that's looking for a vegetable matter. His libraries are down, and he's kind of happy about it. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Not all people live to ripe old age. And fish are no different. Oh, fish. Fish. Yeah, true. It's true. Being a ripe old age.
It's so crazy.
I don't want to get it. I really don't want to go down that road. It gets embarrassing. I don't even know how to broach the subject.
Which comment, which timestamp? Both chats have been going so fast that I can't keep up.
Yeah, the ripe old age. Right. I don't know. Okay. My ammonia was 0, nitrate 0, nitrite 0. That's it with stress. No, that can't be it. I measured it wrong. Well, it probably is true. What it means is that you're certainly not overfeeding. That your plants are absorbing all of the nutrients that are available in the water column. They're certainly not going to get an algae bloom that way. I think that's interesting. You know, I really haven't tested it that much. I should, just for curiosity, to see where I'm at in different tanks. I never really gave this serious thought. What happens when the plant population is, I know what happens. Same thing that happens in an old growth forest. An old growth forest like the Amazon, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The Amazon is depleting the soil persistently. The soil in an old growth forest has virtually no food value in it. whatever goes into it is immediately taken up into the plant. So as leaves are dropped and waste matter falls, that is converted very quickly and drawn right back up. So the soil layer in an old growth forest, you think it would be feet thick. It's not. It's inches thick
Wow.
because it's being absorbed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's being absorbed by a maximum of plant material that is that has developed to the point where it's taking fuller and fuller to the point of being fullest advantage of available resources. That's what makes it an old growth forest. It is as fully developed as it is capable of being, which is what happens when a tank becomes fully developed plant-wise, where it's taking up all available nutrients. It doesn't stop growing, but it achieves a stable growth where it essentially is in replacement mode. It has grown to the point where it's using up all available resources. Now, truly, in the aquarium that we set up, the only way you could achieve that, I did it once in my old growth tank, and I did it by using it as a source tank for building other tanks and selling plants out of. So the plants were so prolific, I was pulling them out, using them to plant other tanks, selling them to folks. I kept doing that to the point where the growth slowed down. So I stopped growing it, and then the growth came back. And it has reached, I think, a kind of maximized level where it's full of plants, but doesn't continue. They're not growing out of the tank. I mean, it's not growing to the point where it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. It's achieved a kind of stability. And that's because it's using all available resources. I'm not putting more in there. I'm feeding very, very little. I have very few fish in that tank. So I feed maybe once a week, a tiny bit. And the fish that are in there are surviving primarily on the plant material, but also on the microfauna that's growing in there, and whatever algae is developing. There really isn't any algae. It doesn't exist at all in that tank because the plants are taking up all the available nutrients. So when I feed that food that I'm putting in there, it lasts about a week because it's feeding not only the fish, it's also feeding the microfauna and macrofauna environment as well. So it's providing a nutrient base for the entire food web, or at least that portion of the food web, which then converts itself to plant material, which breaks down and kind of resupplies itself. But the point is that, and it goes back to the zero thing that Rodina was talking about. When you've reached the point where, at least in water column, which is different from the substrate, if you're set up with a Father Fish system, that substrate is not the same composition as the water column. There may be zero nitrates in the water column, but the nitrates in the substrate could be 500, could be substantially higher, and are likely to be. In fact, will indeed be substantially higher. Otherwise, the plants wouldn't even live.
Right?
That's as far as I want to go with that because I'm tangled up in it. Give him some Gary says. All
I'll be
right.
right back.
Yeah. What causes the white on top? You get bright yellow patches leaching through into the white sand. The white on top, bright yellow patches. By the way, chatterbox. What are we talking about here? Okay, white on top. The only thing white, two things white. Fungus and dead plant material, bleached plant material. Probably fungus. So fungus is going to grow on dead matter. If you've got a lot of, even vegetable matter, a lot of dead matter laying on the surface, there'll be white patches on it, and that's fungus feeding on it, breaking it down. It's a very healthy condition, actually, because the fungus is highly nutritious for like for fish, snails, whatnot. A lot of fish, the white slime that you see growing on hardscape, like on wood, particularly new wood. That's fungal material. It's mycorrhiza, which the fish are going to eat, and snails as well. Bright yellow patches leaching through into yellow sand. I don't know. Probably algae. Tosh,
Going on, Father Fish?
how are you?
I'm alright. It's pleasant to see you as usual.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Look at that boy right there.
What do you got? Looking cool. Oh, look at the yo-yo.
He's growing.
Yeah, the yo-yo looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But this is what I wanted to show you. The
It's
anubias.
Yeah, flowering.
That's the one. The sunburst platy been eating.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to put it in the substrate, so I did. So what if I just take it out and try to, cause I got this thing that stucks it on the glass.
Well, I'll tell you frankly, I
Mm-hmm.
think I think it's okay.
It does, yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
It looks like it.
well, you've got two things there. You've got the tuber, and then there are also roots.
Yeah.
So the tuber needs to be needs to be not in the substrate. And with that suction cup, you've achieved that. So it's
Oh.
also sending roots down into the dirt. So I think it's perfect. It's
Okay.
growing, it's alive, it's healthy, it's blooming.
Yeah.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think you've achieved a perfect situation for it.
Nice. I like to hear that. And
Right.
then these money works.
Yes.
At first, I think they weren't getting much light because the jungle val was blocking the light at the top. It was a lot at the top before I clipped it. And now I got a few other stocks coming up, so I'm
Well,
happy
and they
about.
look good. They're kind of spindly. The problem is they look better when they're growing closer together.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
To
That's
separate them out, it's like this.
like skyscrapers.
Yeah, yeah. But
When
if
I
it,
picked them outside at the pond, they were together. They were all together. But now some smaller ones didn't grow, and the bigger ones came up top.
oh, right, right,
So,
right.
but
So you
yeah,
can trim them and replant them. Yeah, this spring get some more and just
oh,
plant them as a
okay,
bunch.
I'll try that.
But it all looks fine.
I appreciate you. My platies are not breeding as yet. I've been feeling them the bug bites.
Oh, they'll like that.
Yeah, they love it. But this male right here, he's swimming. He's chasing the girls. I don't think he's doing nothing. I
Uh,
wonder if his sperms is working.
yeah, maybe hard to say. They don't
Yeah.
work for, they can go a long time. Did we lose you? I think we lost them. And Miss Dina is
I'm back.
we lost Trey.
Yeah, hopefully you can come back.
Yeah, if he gets them back together, he went dead on us.
Oh, he said in the comments that his daughter threw him off.
Sorry
So-
for
Yeah.
I see. That's funny. Lloyd, that's holy funny, actually. Ah, dear. That's right, Erie. Angela is saying goodnight. Love you. Nice to have you with us. Where's the beef? Says Willie Vaughn. I think I'm going to go out and get something good to eat tonight.
What you got planned?
Maybe a steak. I don't know.
Oh, that would be good.
Something. I don't know where to go, though. I have to drive
Yeah.
10 miles to get there.
Oh no.
Ah. Gary says I could have my monthly bath in that tank. You got to do a water change. I want to move. Oh, we did that. How? Will Bond had a system crash. Bad. Can he keep bedders together? Well, yes and no.
Mhm.
You can keep bedders together until you can't keep bedders together. And then
Right.
you can't keep bedders together. But you can keep bedders together, you see.
So far, my sorority's working. Not
It
for how long.
works just that way. Yes, you can keep them together until they decide they don't want to be together. And
Yeah.
then you better not have them together.
Right.
Oh, you're welcome, Foxmaster. Hey, John Shane. Okay, I am so far behind here. Need to get caught up in here. Raza has now moved his tank 4 times. I read the same comment 4 times. And I did answer it a while back there. 7:49 a.m. in Australia, Monday morning. So it's tomorrow and Monday. That's interesting. So he's on the other side of the date line for it to be tomorrow. That means we're behind. We're behind him um, about 12 hours.
Wow.
Right. Father Fish has been taken over by a demon
I don't think so.
or a folder. A folder. A particularly ignorant demon. A playful demon. The best solution to reduce cyano, reduce nitrates, and you reduce nitrates by not overfeeding, number one, by um, adding sand, adding more plants, doing water changes, any number of things. It's basically down to nutrient, excess nutrient.
Mhm.
Cyan is a function of excess nitrate, which is a function of excess nutrient. Don't feed so much.
Mhm.
What is it in my eggs? Sometimes, yeah, this is one of the problems I had earlier with Erie. There, there are times when the humor train goes off the rails. It becomes more a quandary than an entertainment. But then he knows that.
Probably.
Yes, it was terrible about the birds.
Mm.
I'm just glad we figured it out.
Definitely.
Fox pasture, illegal to take sand. Dear God,
What?
probably talking about the beach.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
probably talking about Siesta Key, in point of fact. So the beach with the powdered sand. It's illegal. It's a local municipal regulation that fines removing even a small bucket of that sand from the beach. And essentially, it's irreplaceable. I mean, there are beaches that are replenished with sand from a half a mile out in the ocean.
Yeah.
But it's not that same sand. It's not that fine powder that exists on Siesta Key. Then Sarasota, Florida.
Mhm.
So they protect their resource. And Cecil says hello to anybody he missed. That's very good. Like giving you a bunch of coconuts and no one with a skull hard enough to crack. Like that. Right. It's only illegal if you get caught. Well, there you go. Does white cotton fungus only attack fish if the water quality is bad?
Hmm.
White cotton fungus does not attack fish.
Mhm.
That's a misunderstanding. What attacks fish is bacteria. And the bacteria attack wounds on other places where the slime coat on the fish has been removed, scraped off, otherwise damaged.
Mhm.
The bacteria will get in there, it'll attack the flesh. And if it gets into it, if it gets like into the scale or under the scale, it'll fester and begin to break down the flesh. And in the process of doing it, it's killing the flesh.
Mhm.
That then becomes waste matter from the bacteria. It has no interest in the dead flesh. It only has interest in the living flesh. So it leaves the dead flesh as waste product, which is then attacked by fungus. And you see the fungus. And the fungus, in fact, covers the activity of the bacteria because it completely encapsulates the dead flesh. So you, oh my God, look, that fish is full of fungus. We have to get a fungicide. In truth, a fungicide does nothing to cure the fish. The only thing it does is kill what's trying to get rid of the waste. So you're finding a meaning that's valid. All good fungicides made for the fish trade are bactericides because that's the problem. So it's a very, 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 very simple cure for a fish that has fungus growing on. Take your finger and wipe it off. You'll be wiping off all the dead material, and you'll see a wound. Go to the medicine cabinet and get that little tube of antibacterial ointment
Mhm.
and squeeze one drop of it right on that wound. Wipe it in, rub it in a little bit. You only need to get it touched onto it. And then put the fish back in the tank. And the bacteria will be killed. And there will be enough of a coating on there to prevent it coming back long enough for the slime coat to be able to recover that and it'll be able to heal. Very, very simple. Very simple. You don't need to go crazy with trying to buy $50,000 worth of medication and poison your tank with medication in order to get rid of what is a bacterial infection. And very easy. There are some bacteria that are not easy to get rid of. But that's not the kind of thing where you see fungus grow. That's the kind of thing where you see the fish becoming, developing white saddle along the top of the fish and it being dead day 2. That's something altogether different, and that takes a much stronger medication. Sailor Red is here.
Father Fish and Dina.
There he
Hey,
is. There are you.
just because you were discussing, the fungus and what have you,
Yeah,
those are my Colombian tetras,
right,
and sometimes they look like they have like a white lipstick on.
right.
And you talked about it being, an injury that now has something growing on it. Uh, I ground up the shrimp to make food for them, and then I go ahead and defrost it a little bit, lay it on a saucer for an hour or so. And when I went to feed them, I'll pick up a little piece of it with some of the long tweezers, like for planting the plants,
Yeah.
and put it down in the tank. And they hit that thing so hard that it would ring a bell.
Ah, right.
I mean, they're hard eaters, I guess you would say. But then I saw one of them yawn that movement they do when they open their jaws. And I thought, if this thing has teeth, I'm not sure I want to put my fingers in this tank anymore.
Yeah, they're a real customer. They really are.
They're tough little dudes.
Mm.
Now I know Dina probably didn't build her aquarium clock yet with all the timers, but I came up with a new one for her. I was
Yeah.
thinking, if spider wood is just azalea bush roots,
Mhm.
uh, if you grew some azalea bushes hydroponically, could you braid them and make designs out of them?
That would be cool.
Well, somebody needs to get on that because I don't have
Yeah.
the patience, but I would love to see it.
That
Interesting.
would be amazing.
Huh.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I have a lot of spare time on my hands, and a lot of times my brain wanders off in weird directions. So,
No, that's the same problem.
anywho,
That would be really cool if you could braid it though.
yeah, or make furniture out of it, or just something. So,
We'll try it.
so looking at their lips, do you think there's an issue in here?
Yeah, I do actually. I think it probably will take care of itself, but it does look like injury.
And sometimes they look clear, like it's all gone away, and then it comes back.
Yeah,
But
I
I
think.
did.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm not going to feed them with the tweezers anymore
Mm.
I like that.
Yeah,
because they would.
injury. They probably are injuring themselves. They probably have a factor that accommodates that and overcomes it. I'm sure in a couple of days that'll disappear.
Yeah,
So
I think that was.
it's
I think that was
probably
Wednesday. I fed them.
yeah, it's likely a common issue with that species.
And just to let you know, I'll come back on here in a couple of months and show you. My wife has decided she's going to lose her mind also, and I thought, well, what the hell? I don't really need the sofa, so I do have room for a big aquarium.
All right, all right.
Get rid of the stuff. I've always wanted like a 120 or so. 75 is as big as I got.
120 is a great tank. I've got one here in the lobby. I love it. Great tank.
And I want to put discus in it. Not that anyone cares, but I think they're beautiful fish.
Yeah,
They are.
that's great.
All right, I'm out. But Dina, I look forward to seeing your plant experiment over on your side.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.
I never realized spiderwood was the same thing as azalea plants. I've got a lot of azalea plants.
I had no idea. Let's see. I need to get back over here and get some wrenches going.
Mhm.
Karen Bearden. Way back at 6:15. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, so you already got it. Boy, it's taken a while. Is that? Maybe I ought to re up this thing. Top chat. Let's see. Who just came up?
Samu. Hope I'm not pronouncing your name right.
Let me get back over here. Samu.
Uh, I had one question regarding this overall father fish method. Okay, so uh, basically, what I've seen hundreds of your videos, huh? And what I have seen is you need to put soil, cap it with sand, put tons of plants, and there are some systems in place to make sure there is a ecosystem. For example, use pond muck, leaves, etc. But what I wanted to ask you, Father Fish, is suppose someone wants to make a beautiful aquascape. There are various styles of aquascape: diorama, iwagumi, jungle style, etc., etc. So, which involves heights and layers, and those IUAPLC contests. So, what I wanted to ask you is it possible to use this method, which, as far as I have seen, apparently the soil, the substrate remains flat. There is no dimensions to it. There is no layers. So, is it possible to use this method but create those levels of aquascapes which
Yeah,
has that? Because I'm
absolutely.
think
Yes,
okay.
yes. Um, you need to pay attention to the rules of the show as it pertains to substrate and the visibility or the appearance of the substrate. You may need to make some modification at the edge of the tank where the substrate comes up against the glass in order to make that look more uniform so that you don't have a dirt layer showing perhaps. Um, and then as you've done here, adding um, skate material like rock and gravel, pea gravel, that kind of thing, colored sand, whatever, to the sand cap in order to give it the kind of yeah, exactly, to give it the kind of look you want. But it's what you're creating with the soil and the sand is a foundation. You can certainly build on the foundation, and you can build on it really in any way you want to without um, without disturbing or without preventing the substrate from working. I think what the reason that is not done in highly aquascaped tanks is that the people who are doing that aquascaping are doing it to create a specific effect, a specific picture. And once they have done that, which may take 6 months to do, then they break it down and do something else. So
Hmm.
it becomes irrelevant. The notion of having a tank that will sustain itself indefinitely is not a goal of the professional aquascapist. They're not
Hmm.
looking to do that.
Those are totally based on aesthetics, not functionality.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, you can combine both, but it's rarely done. MD
To
Aqua,
be to
look
be
at
really specific,
yeah,
sir. So I have this 100-gallon tank. It is about 400 liters, 450 liters of water. It's kind of my dream project. I built this tank 6 months ago and it's been empty since then. I am going through a lot of phases of analysis paralysis, deciding what to do, what not to do. In
sure,
the meantime, I already built two tanks. One is this one. I think you may remember the shallow tank.
do
And one is this one.
right.
But this remains to be touched. So, what I want to ask you, sir, I really am an advocate for naturalistic systems of aquarium, Wallstead method, father fish method. So I want to incorporate that also in this part. So what I am thinking is I want to increase the height in this part, such that it is up to this height, and there will be an island. And here on the left side also the height will increase up to here, and there will be an island. And in the middle there will be pearl grass, totally pearl grass. So left and right there will be two islands, and in the middle there will be pearl grass. This is a bogwood kind of a big bogwood right here. So for pearl grass, I will use the father fish method. Hmm. And for the islands, I will use tropica soil. So what do you suggest? How should I increase the height without affecting the base layer of the soil? I mean, if it is not properly capped, there may be risk of leaching too much soil into the water column. That's what I'm getting at.
Understand. Um, you have to do it with baffles.
What?
Baffles. The green machine found a way to do that. And I think he got that in cooperation with some work he was doing with Amano. Uh, he used he used plastic, flexible plastic sheets that
Uh,
that he put down as a barrier to prevent the sand from flowing or the soil from flowing out past it. And then he covered that with either rock or with a beveled sand that
hmm.
sloped sharply away from it. A series of baffles allows you to do that, but that's one way to do it. And you can disguise that then with a thin rock, slate, something like that.
That's a great idea, actually. Sir, if I use white pebbles, those generic white pebbles which first time aquarium people use on their aquarium.
Yeah,
So if I use white pebble as a core base layer just to increase height, and then above that I will use leaf mulch and potting soil and all that, and then cap it with sand. How is that? Will that lead to anaerobic stages, or is that just fine? I mean,
it's hard to say. You could get leaching from the down out of the gravel,
hmm.
um, which might not be a problem. It really is going to depend on what the access of that gravel is to the rest of the system.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
One last question. Suppose I have a 1 or 2 inch layer of soil. So, what is the maximum inches of sand I can cap it with so that the plants receive the nutrients? I mean, according to your videos, it is if it is 1 inch of soil, then 2 inches of sand. But suppose there is 1 inch or 1.5 inch of soil, what is the maximum inches of sand I can put? 3 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches,
Probably four,
4 inches.
probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Okay, Father Fish, thank you very much. Thank you, Dina.
Well, keep us
Uh,
posted on this. I want to see
Yeah,
how it develops.
definitely.
excuse, excuse me, what? I couldn't get.
I hope I've helped you overcome some of the paralysis of analysis.
Yeah,
Some,
I mean, I'm kind of a perfectionist.
yeah,
Mhm.
So I means my priority is that I don't need to, give tons of time in maintenance, but in the same time, the aquascape should look beautiful as well.
amen.
So
Well,
that's
I want
my
to see.
two primary goals.
Make
Yeah,
sure you show us as you
sure,
move.
100%. I'll show you
I'll tell
100%.
you
Yeah,
something
I
else.
love.
Something
Yeah.
else you ought to do is video every step of what
Yeah.
you're doing. There's a new video came out 4 days ago by Tanks from Nothing. Tanks for Nothing. He's only done 4 videos, and he's got 300,000 subscribers. They are
You're
astounding.
saying that I should open a YouTube channel?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
but don't try to do a lot. Try to do one thing that that is very high quality. Look at
Mhm.
the latest video by Tanks for Nothing. Somebody put the link up. It's absolutely remarkable. He
Some
spent
of the
years.
aquascapes I'm seeing online, they are, I mean, crazy beautiful.
Yeah.
Those contestants, I mean, so amazing aquascapes I'm seeing.
No, I
It
know.
is amazing. I
I
mean, breathtakingly beautiful.
absolutely are.
Okay, sir. Nice talking to you.
You too.
It's always a very nice time talking to you. I mean, every time I learn something new, it's a very nice time I have with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for.
Blessings to India.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think probably you have a lot of Indian fans because we tend to stick to nature.
It's about
That's what it's all about.
10%. 10% of our viewers are in
Yeah.
India. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Bye,
Bye.
sir. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Dina.
Bye. I got the link in the comment. It actually looks like 3G did too. Me and him posted at the same time.
Yeah. Do guys do visit? Check out Thanks for Nothing's new video. Um, it's about 22 minutes long. It's a build. He did a window tank build that he spent a year on, and the video covers that entire year. It's remarkable and has a number of very interesting insights in it. It portrays some things that I've never tried to portray that are part of the process of developing a natural tank. It does a really, really good job of showing the progression of that tank and how it becomes a more stable and healthier tank. Really remarkable. Nevo Expo. Keep talking about discus. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I tell you what, here's the thing about discus. Discus do not intimidate me at all. They're no they're no more exotic or difficult a fish as any of a number of other fish are. I'm a whole lot more intimidated by things like leaf fish, butterfly fish, uwaru, things that are genuinely difficult to keep. Discus, discus are a very simple fish to keep. They genuinely are. They just need. They're like any other fish. They need to be in a healthy environment. You keep them in a healthy environment, and they'll do just fine. Here's the thing: you can make that healthy environment by working your tail off to the point where it becomes exhausting and a chore and a burden. Or you can make that healthy environment in a way that lets nature do 99% of the work. And you will be just as well, except you be personally a whole lot better off because you won't reach a point where you just don't want to do it anymore because it's too much work. How many of you who have been around for 20, 30 years have reached that point where you're done with it? It's too much work. I hear a lot of people say that. They love it, they cherish it, but they reach a point where it's preventing them from having other options in their lives. And that's what this system allows you to do. It allows you to set it and essentially forget it. I mean, you got to go in there. You got to be involved with it, but it's not like hours a week.
Right.
It's an hour every couple of months,
Mm-hmm.
more like 10 minutes every couple of months, truthfully,
Mm-hmm.
because you're letting nature do the work rather than all of this stuff that somebody has invented to try to do what nature already knows how to do. I mean, you can do it either way. You really can, and you get the same result, more or less. But one way doesn't depend on your discipline to nearly the extent that the other does. Where are we here? Oh, well, Doom Pie has the solution to moving the tank. Let the tank stay where it is and rebuild the house around it. A dolly. Yeah, use a dolly. I thought about dollies. I got stuck on the sliders, but I use dollies.
I do something really easy if it needs to be moved. I just get my brother and husband to move it.
And Bob says, what, two men, women are equal these days. They're just, I can't say anything about that. I got a lot of country women in my family. And they ain't afraid to exert that.
Your family sounds like mine.
Really?
I'm still making my brother and husband do it.
Right. Let me get down to the bottom here. Lord, there ain't no bottom. My goodness sake. Where's this
What
guy?
timestamp you at?
At 7:47.
Chat has been active on both sides tonight. Really active. Thanks, guys.
Oh. Filtered water ideally make sure no chlorine or chloramine in it. The easiest way to do that is to throw a vitamin C tablet in the water. Just one tablet. One tablet does about 200 gallons. We did a laboratory series of laboratory tests with this using vitamin C with chlorine and chloramine. We found it was effective with both, and that 1,000 unit vitamin C tablet removed chlorine and chloramine from 200 gallons of water. And even better, there's no residual side effect. The vitamin C tablet is biologically safe, and in fact, it provides a nutrient base for plants and fish. So it is a plus in the tank. If you throw vitamin C in the tank, it improves the homeopathy, if you will. It improves the organic foundation of the tank's health. So it not only works that way, but it's effective against chlorine and chloramine. That one tablet will work as effectively in 1 gallon as in 200 gallons. You don't need more in 200 gallons than the one tablet, but the one full tablet can be used in 1 gallon. So there's no dosage issue. I think that's utterly remarkable.
It really is.
Better, Dina, but I'm having a really hard time this winter because I can't be as physically active as I need to be, and not doing as well on my diet. So I'm running on empty, energy wise. I'm tired all the time, exhausted all the time, feeling like an old man, kind of stumbling around a little. I'm just dying for warm weather to get here so I can become active, and I just hope I can. I hope that by the time the spring rolls around, I'll be able to get out with Corey and be able to do some things in some of the local swamps that I'm so fond of.
That'll be nice.
Right, how are we doing? Where are we at time wise?
We got 2 minutes.
We're down to it.
Yeah.
We are there.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls, fun to be with you. It's been another great evening.
That it has.
Chongo says, so glad I joined this live. Spent the past 20 minutes trying to figure that out. My tech looks great, following Father Fish's advice. Well, thank you, Chongo. Appreciate it very much. Delighted to be with you all. Let's go out with our tune.
Sounds like a plan. Good night, y'all. Thanks.
As they swim about their home, I love my little fishy.
Dana, you're supposed to click on all the goodbyes.
That didn't work.
That was the wrong thing to click on.
There we go. I think I got it. Did I get it?
Wait, there.
There it is.
There you go. Hit another one right away. Just moving right along quickly. There you go. Bravo. All right. We're good. We're good. Keep going. Keep going.
Don't have any more yet.
But never found a peace that comes from
Why she
watching my fish
take the volume up?
as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Bless you all. Love you all.
Love y'all.
Thank you, everyone.